Peace, God.
Peace to the God.
How you, God?
I'm studying 120 right now. Call me back at the God hour.
You're welcome. You're all welcome.
He's gonna play the videos of people transforming into reptiles.
Oh, we're starting with the lizard people?
We could just debunk that one real quick. But
Let me see.
there was a video a few years ago that the real hardcore conspiracy theorists were pushing. It was like a Senate hearing with John McCain, and like some military guy was like on trial for something, and all of a sudden he like started like bugging out, and everyone on the internet was like, "Oh my God, he was turning into a reptile," or some bullshit like that. So, yeah.
What, the military guy?
Yeah. I remember our good buddy Capote sending it to me.
Oh,
Shouts to Capote.
Boy. The king of conspiracy.
Yeah, but there was no proof that, and then, they like to put like Biden or Pelosi. I mean, they do kind of look like reptiles. Cuomo kind of looks like a reptile too. But
Which one? Andy?
yeah, Andy. Yeah,
Andrew?
yeah.
Yeah.
Coming around to Chrissy, Fredo, a little bit.
From that interview, right? That he did.
He's doing that one, and he did Patrick Bet David. It was pretty good.
Do you guys think the Loch Ness Monster is real?
What ocean?
I think that's a lake. No, maybe.
I feel like it's the Dead
Nevada.
Sea.
I thought it's a lake out in England or something.
Scotland, I
Yeah,
think.
definitely Europe.
Scotland. That's it.
I think it's real. I think it's real.
They resurfaced again this summer, didn't they?
What
I
the?
saw that again recently. That they got more footage on Nessie. Yeah.
I'm more of a Bigfoot guy.
Oh, interesting.
I've watched the Bigfoot doc. Yeah, I'd probably lean more towards that way. It's impossible almost to prove the Loch Ness Monster thing, right? Because I don't know.
There's so much ocean that we've never seen. I'm sure something's out.
Yeah.
Like we haven't discovered even like
Things in the water
a third of it.
No idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've discovered like
Exactly.
5% of the ocean. Right.
It's why we've never found the Malaysia plane, right?
Yeah, that makes total sense.
What happened there?
Everyone thought that was a conspiracy. I'm like, it's just at the bottom of the ocean
Yeah.
that we don't know anything about.
Open shut case, Johnson. I mean, come on now.
It sank.
Yeah, it's gone. No one was even close to seeing it from anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
So did you guys see like Safari opening?
That
In my screen, you see the Safari.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see whatever I'm.
Yeah, reptilian
cool.
conspiracy theory, yeah.
Okay. I was reading this before, and I thought it said that the movie Conan the Barbarian started it, but it's just like a run-on sentence of like where it came from. Like that was.
That's the origin of it?
What did it originally say? The idea of reptilian conspiracy originating in the fiction of Conan the Barbarian creator in a different story of his called The Shadow Kingdom, which was based off of something from 1888. So it like just keep
this goes
backtracking
way back.
further. Yeah.
Well,
so
you
the
know
origin is like
Got the
from
picture,
one-
Cass. If you scroll back up,
Yeah.
you can see that the guy grows about 2 times the size, but his junk stays the same size.
Oh, wait, yes.
Yeah,
Man.
what gives?
Adam's looking at the important stuff.
But yeah, I mean, the theory, I guess, is that they live among us. They're the ones running the show, right? Like they're the politicians and, the ones stirring the shit. It's a silly one. I mean, there's a lot of silly conspiracy theories out there that we can kind of just debunk right away, right? I mean, that one is just like, come on.
That's what makes it. That's what makes them all fun. But
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Birds. I heard you're a bird guy.
Oh, I love the bird conspiracy.
Now,
That pigeons are really secret recording devices from the government.
just pigeons?
Pigeons. They're not real.
But
I gotta hear this one.
but wait, that's
You ever
it.
seen,
Not
you ever
like
seen a baby pigeon?
Wait, before you guys start, when you sent the list and I was scrolling through it, and then like line 4, it was just birds.
Yeah.
And I was like,
birds. Yeah,
birds.
birds.
I'm like, and I'm frying my brain trying to figure this out on my own. I'm like, then I texted Tony. I was like, birds? Yeah.
So
He's like,
yeah.
Let's wait for it.
Just wait for it. So I lightly heard this for years, but like, I didn't think anything of it. And I was watching one of those stupid reality shows with like that have like celebrities in a house. I forget what the name of it was, but Shaq's kid, one of Shaq's kids was on it. Big conspiracy guy, and he was like, birds are fake. They're from made by the government. They're spying on us. Blah 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 blah.
All birds?
All birds.
All birds are fake?
All birds. Yeah.
Sharifo, an basketball player?
I don't know which one. He's probably got like 12 of them, right?
He's got a bunch of kids. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I forget which one, but yeah, this was like years ago. I was like, whoa, birds, huh? Okay. Aliens. Let's be honest, they are real, right? Are we all on agreement on that one?
100%.
They gotta be real.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
What's the likelihood we're the only like thinking species out there on a thriving planet?
correct. Now,
But are they among us? That's the thing. Are they turning into? You know what I mean?
are
they here?
Yeah,
Where
they
are
like shapeshifters. Like, are they like, what you typically think of when you see an alien? Are they the aliens from the movie Alien, or are they just like us? You know what I mean? They just look like us, but like obviously, think and speak and right. They're just like shapeshifters.
Well, I think the funny thing was like back in like Egyptian days when you see the argument that people make about aliens from them, it's like they're always like much bigger versions of people, and that's why things were so much bigger then because they had to fit them also and things like. So I like, were they giants and they were just tech savvy like way
Prometheus, like the
advanced?
movie. You seen that movie Prometheus?
Yeah.
That was the one that was supposed to be like that's part of the Aliens anthology, right?
Yes, but
Yeah,
there was like
I
the
saw that.
giant, like those giant people that
Yes.
suppose they're trying to say like that's how we were made or
Mhm.
whatever. But
Right.
I always picture my aliens as the Independence Day aliens.
That's
Like
your
the-
go-to thought.
Those are my aliens. Yeah.
like
So
dramatic,
whenever
Slimy,
It looks like
the big head. Yeah.
yeah.
big head, like real smart, ugly.
Like-
kind of like. Are they from the sea or the sky? I don't know.
Real
Oh,
dramatic,
okay.
real dramatic. The way they come in, they hover over every major city in the world, and at the
Yes,
same
yeah.
time, bam. Yeah, pretty gangster.
Well,
Picture it.
didn't the military guy, was that last week, he testified that they found
But that was an op.
like it?
That was a
You
psyop.
think so?
Yeah.
He said it was an aircraft, and that there was a pilot found, and he said it was non-human. I was like, what? So
yeah.
if it is true, right, that they clearly have pictures and videos and of all types of shit,
Well,
we got to get our hands on that.
I agree that it's real. But do you remember what was going on the same day?
Probably Hunter Biden.
Yeah,
or something.
the Hunter Biden hearing, same day.
Oh, that was the same day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I believe, the alien story, it's probably true. I mean, let's be honest. But like, the fact that they had to make a big deal about it same day as the Hunter Biden hearing. I mean, come on. Amongst other things, right?
Right.
Obviously, the Obama's chef dying, drowning in a 4 to 8 foot pond on the estate. Knew how to swim.
It was a pond.
It was a pond, yeah, on the estate. Obviously, that story went away real quick. Conflicting stories, whether they were home or not. Obviously, there's a lot around the Obamas. Is Barack CIA? Is he gay? Is Michelle a man?
Is it Michael Obama?
Michael Obama. Michael Obama time.
So wait.
yeah.
It was a legit little pond, and the chef just, what was he doing?
Even the New
was
York
he
Times.
Just gonna swimming, or is he fishing? Like, how did it?
Is that Steve? Is that the article? ABC?
Yeah, I was trying to see if it confirmed or denied that there was a like alien species in the ship, because one of the articles I saw
Oh, we're back on the
was
aliens.
saying
Okay.
that it doesn't. So the Wednesday it said government recovered and reverse engineered crashed alien spacecraft, but I don't think they said they found a alien in it.
Got it. Yeah.
Said.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, just a distraction. There's so much going on. There's so much going on right now. It's crazy.
But what about they said aliens? They approved of UFO sightings early in 2021 when we were all locked down, and I feel like they were doing that to not distract us, but to like keep us like entertained. I don't remember what came out around the same time.
Yeah.
But it was just like, oh, we'll throw them this one to kind of be
Yeah.
like,
Go away.
here, take your mind off of you're not allowed to live your life right now.
Yeah.
Do you think they built the pyramids?
They had to. I'm sorry. Humans did not build those things.
Right. I think the older I get, the more I think that pyramids were built by aliens, because I used to make the argument like, they moved all those stones with like the woolly mammoth was around at that time frame, and obviously there was a lot of slavery in Egypt at that time frame too, and you can get anything done when you think you're going to be killed. If you don't, you have thousands of people doing it. But like just the more and more that comes out about it, like it's razor thin, they come from thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
Like all of this stuff, it's just like the older I get, the harder it is to believe that humans did it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think I support that also.
What's that?
I think I agree with that.
Yeah. And do we know about when they were built? Does
Shit, I was about to ask that, but I was afraid to say it because
I'll tell you one thing. I don't think any aliens built MetLife Stadium. I'll tell you that.
That was just a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
That's a classic New Jersey job right there.
100%.
Yeah. That was a bunch of Harrys. Yeah.
2500-ish BC they were built.
Got you. So a long time ago. But yeah, I mean that's definitely one. Dinosaurs, were dinosaurs real? I mean, I think so, right? No?
Yeah.
I loved that when I was on Hard Knocks. What team was it? One of the defensive line was like, I never seen a dinosaur. Government could have put those bones there.
Yes.
Oh, it was
Yes.
It was the Rams.
The Rams, yeah.
Yeah.
I was dying when I first saw that.
That seems nuts.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I think he was. Weren't they at the museum, like literally looking at it? And he's like, "Nah, this is fake, bro."
Do you remember the player? Was it Donald?
I think Steve's right. Nah, it was a defensive lineman for sure. It was a big dude.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't Donald though. It was
Miles Garrett.
Oh, was
Right?
it?
No, it
really?
was the
Browns?
Rams season. It was the Rams
I think
season.
it was the Rams.
Oh.
I don't know. But speaking of athletes with conspiracy theories, our favorite, Kyrie Irving, famous for the flat
earther or just
flat earther,
the most gullible person ever.
Yeah. So flat earthers, they argue that no one's ever been to space, right? Or two people have been to space, or three. However, we'll get to that in a second too, the moon landing. But how can we prove?
I might have thoughts on that.
Yeah. How do we prove that, the Earth is, but I mean, come on now. With the sun and the, yeah.
So when I knew this pod was coming around and I didn't know if I would be on it or not or what my involvement would be, I went down the rabbit hole of flat Earth. And it is the fact that there's such a big following makes me think that our education system has failed. There's you can watch all the videos you want. I don't understand how people are convinced that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, I think I blame Duke on that one, right? Kyrie's a Dookie. Don't go to Duke.
No.
Yeah. And then
you think he honestly believes it, or just likes to be like thinking out of the box?
Yeah,
like different.
I think he does kind of like to be that way. I don't know. Love to pick his brain on that, but moon landing though. Obviously, we've seen the post press conference from the moon landing and their faces. Can you pull that up, Steve? Can you Google image? I don't know how to, moon landing post press conference or something.
Yeah.
Or even if there's there's video too, but they're clearly like spooked. Not spooked, but almost like, all right, this didn't really happen. How do we pretend this happened? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. But
Well, you see the picture with the flag waving, right?
Yes.
When they put
Yeah.
the thing and the flag is waving, there's no wind in space, right?
Correct. I don't think so.
So, I remember one of the original arguments for that was they couldn't send the radio signals back with video, so they had to recreate the images to show people. And
Right.
then the space landing, to me, goes along with the pyramids. The older I get, the more I feel like we could not get there today. So how'd they get there in 1969?
Do you think that they got
Yes.
like they eventually got there, but like the first time they just lied about it just so they could beat Russia? Is that the
That's definitely a theory. 100%.
That's an argument, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Russia angle.
Yeah, I definitely think like the fact that we haven't been back. Look at all the
Wait
things
a
that
minute.
we do. We're fucking
So they
doing a podcast on a phone.
no one's ever gotten or tried to go back there ever since then.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fake then.
That's
Oh, my
that's the
God.
weirdest part.
Come on.
Yeah, that's the weirdest part of it all. The fact that we've never gone back. In '69 we went.
Yeah, why is this flag waving?
Wait, not once?
Oh,
Not that
you
I've
mean
seen,
we've been
like,
back?
videos.
No,
We need some fact checking.
no. I
No,
think
I think we it says we went there 6 times, but only between the years 69 and 72.
So
Bullshit.
in 1972, I guess we were just like, I guess we saw everything. we
But
needed to see
Juice,
about the moon.
Juice, was it an attempt or we actually landed on the moon after '69 again?
So, according to Mr. Google, there were 6 crewed U.S. landings between 1969 and 1972,
Yep.
and then there were numerous uncrewed landings.
Okay.
Right, they didn't land again after 72. It says right.
Okay.
No
Yeah.
soft landings.
Okay.
And the excuse is, why haven't we sent humans back to the moon yet? Well, the two primary causes are money and priorities. I don't know if I really believe all that.
Oh, but but meanwhile they try to go to Mars like every month, right?
Yeah. SpaceX is pretty much. Yeah.
Just to play devil's advocate, right? You could easily go to one of these movie studios in 1969 or 1972 and shoot a really cool video of them landing on the moon.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it says here, even though the space race was between us and the USSR at the time, it was not called, but it was. No one else has ever actually even landed on the moon, including Russia. We're the only ones who actually landed.
Russia never got there?
They never landed on it. It says.
No shit.
See, that makes me think. That makes me think too.
Wait,
Some
they,
tomfoolery.
but they had to send Sputnik? Did Sputnik land on it?
Yeah,
Does that
Sputnik.
have, there was nobody on there?
Oh, so I think Sputnik was like their satellite, not
Right.
Yeah, it's not a crewed ship.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot about the moon. Who knew? I thought we were on there all the time.
So China put a rover on the moon. No people.
China.
China.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's 100% fake now. I'm so convinced.
All right. So we sold Paul. There you go.
Boom.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Gun to my head. I don't think we went, but you know. And again, if you watch the post press conference, people listening, do yourself a favor, watch that. It's weird. It's off a little bit.
Neil Armstrong's a fraud.
Yeah.
Total loser.
And I think there's been clips too of him like joking around in interviews saying, "Yeah, we never went," and it's like he's being serious, but they think he's being like sarcastic or something, or like doing a goof, and he's like dead ass. I don't know, but yeah, guys. So, I mean, that's just some of like the basic ones, I guess. Chemtrails, are chemtrails real?
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Don't spray me, bro.
Educate me on that one. What are chemtrails?
So, Steve, can you
Oh yeah.
Google chemtrails? I'd love to know what the top of the search engine for Googling chemtrails is. Is it Wikipedia?
Is that they're just like poisoning
Yeah,
us,
so
or-
the dictionary popped up first on mine. A visible trail left in the sky by an aircraft and believed by some to consist of chemical or biological agents released as part of a covert operation.
Depopulation,
Literally the
baby.
definition of chemtrail.
Depopulation, baby.
So it's either
Yes,
that or
I
people
think you should
people
throw out
think it's
I think it's flagged.
What's
I
that?
think you're going to be flagged by the government. I said Cass's laptop is going to be flagged by the government by the end of this.
It's gonna be the
yeah.
it's gonna be the Anthony Weiner laptop, the Hunter Biden laptop, and the Steve Kasser laptop, all together. Yeah, but yeah, it's the Wild Wild West. So as far as the word or the term conspiracy theory, which was dubbed, I guess, after the JFK assassination back in '63, right? That's what you're seeing, Steve. I mean, it's coined
for
by
chemtrails or for conspiracy in general.
Just the term conspiracy theory, since that's the theme of or you know, as I like to call it, conspiracy therapy. You know, but it's just you find it kind of funny that the biggest liars in the world got to coin that term. Like,
yeah.
Okay, sure. And I guess my sort of awakening was 2014 when a little show called True Detective hit HBO, season 1.
There you go.
We've all seen that, right?
I haven't.
Mhm.
Wait, Adam, you've never seen it?
Yeah, no. But no, I'm not going to be the whole spoil. It's 10 years already, so.
I'm surprised you never saw it. I feel like that's up your alley.
Yeah, maybe I'll start it.
Yeah,
Season 1 was very good.
You'll be
Yeah,
hooked.
all you need to watch is season 1.
Yeah.
seriously.
Was that with McConaughey?
Yes,
Yep.
Yeah.
and Woody.
Yeah, Woody
Yeah.
Harrelson.
Yep.
I mean, not only was the show just incredibly well done, the cinematography, the acting, everything about it, the script, whatever. I mean, it was like the best 8 episodes of TV maybe I've ever seen. But the story behind it kind of just blows your mind a little bit. It made me think differently, like moving forward. It was just kind of crazy. And it's actually based off of 2 real life stories. So the creator, Nick Pizzolatto, he's like a Louisiana guy. So I guess there was like a church, like a Baptist church, like in his town or nearby, whatever. And, you know, comes to find out they were doing like rituals, satanic rituals, abuse of children. Britney Spears supposedly is linked to this church, which explains a lot.
Yeah.
Which explains a lot. There's a documentary that actually talks about it. I forget the name. And it focused on that and another story called the Franklin Scandal, which I've probably sent and talked about in our group chat before, but was kind of the story of Larry King. Not that Larry King, another Larry King. In Omaha, Nebraska. He had what's called Lincoln Financial something, investment services, whatever. This guy sang the national anthem at the Republican National Convention and came to find out he was the head of a pedophile ring that went from New York to LA and had big time...
what was his name?
Lawrence King.
They got him though? Like he's convicted?
No,
and
nothing
caught
ever happened.
everything?
So John DeCamp, he was a senator from Nebraska. He wrote a book about it. There's two books about it. There's the one that he wrote, the senator, and then there's another one that I don't know, I'm not aware of. But the senator, I mean, he knew a lot of obviously politicians, and he knew a lot about this case. Obviously, if you Google it, Steve, it's basically just gonna say hoax, the whole thing. But I mean, this went as far as the White House supposedly, they were trafficking children. It's gruesome stuff. I'm not going to get into it, but you get the point. But True Detective was based off of that story and then off this church in Louisiana that was, doing some nefarious stuff as well. And it blew your mind because it was like church, state, all coinciding with each other to do the most heinous of heinous crimes. And, this is what bred QAnon and a lot of this, movement against, Epstein, all that good shit. Which
Wow. Yeah.
What's it saying?
I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, but
No,
it's
go ahead.
saying once it was busted, they carefully crafted it as a hoax, as I guess not to get as to not get anybody in trouble who was involved. Because I guess just like you're talking about, because I went into the origin of QAnon, it's always people who are higher up, lots of money, very influential, and those people usually get out of trouble.
Yeah. So, and that
So
was.
no one got in trouble. Like, what about the Louisiana one? Did anyone get convicted?
I think some of those people got busted. Yeah, I think because that was like low level stuff. I mean, there might have been some local politicians or police or whatever involved in it, maybe covering it up or do part of the rituals, whatever. But
this other guy with the
What
national
kind of
anthem.
rituals?
what's that?
What kind of rituals? Like killing animals, like that kind of thing?
That, but you can.
Oh, so this is I didn't know about this, but this is literally the origin that I found before we got all together about QAnon. Literally, right? Like sex trafficking, child molestation, devil worship, drug trafficking. It says cannibalism's involved in this one that you're talking about.
Chrissy Teigen's a cannibal.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Really?
So
Wait, what?
So Chrissy Teigen, I don't know if she's on Twitter anymore or X, whatever the fuck it's called these days. But she for a while, for years, was sending some very suspect tweets, like pedophilia type tweets. And then, everyone wanted to link her and John Legend to, they went to Epstein Island, they were on the plane, they're part of that Hollywood cult, blah, 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 blah. And then eventually QAnon people were just calling her a cannibal. It was just like, what? So it got out of hand, obviously. But
I'm taking a lot of everything said today as fact. So now I'm sold that she eats people. Wow. All right.
I mean, dude.
I think I asked you guys this question before, but if you went to a 5-star restaurant and you were served a human, would you eat it?
No, you sick fuck.
No
What's
way.
wrong with you?
No way.
Does it depend on prepared? I don't know.
You're
One of those-
sick.
Well, this goes into even deeper rabbit hole with adrenochrome, which
What's that?
which I've mentioned on this podcast.
Isn't it like
before?
like a blood transfusion from younger people?
Yeah.
I've heard of that. I've heard people
Yeah.
swear by that. Like it's literally like the billionaires version of cryotherapy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's to
yeah.
keep the elites looking young, and there's this woman Marina Abranovich, who's like supposedly like the leader of all this, and Celine Dion was sick recently, and like this guy in like France or whatever was on like a huge show, like The View of like France, and said that she ran out of adrenochrome, that's why she's sick or something like that. Like said this on like mainstream media.
Is that why Paul Rudd doesn't age? It's been like 20 years.
Paul
of
Rudd,
Clueless.
Tom
A lot of them.
Cruise, like
Keanu
Pharrell,
Reeves.
So many.
many.
All of them.
Yeah, they all just look
A
amazing.
lot of them look younger now than they did in the 80s.
Exactly. Now, I mean, the
But I want to
argument.
go back. I want to go back to this other one though, still, because since everything was brought up as a hoax, some of the kids actually went and served jail time for lying for
Yep.
perjury.
Yep, this is back to the Franklin scandal, guys.
So sick. Oh my God.
Yeah, and they were the ones that were trafficked and told the stories, and there were some big names like linked to that thing. Obviously, Bush Senior was linked to it. Multiple. It was all it was weird. It was all Republican politicians. Which, if you read the QAnon stuff, it's all Democrats.
Right. Well, now it's Republicans versus evil.
Yeah.
And Democrats. Right.
Yeah, Pizzagate.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about Pizzagate,
Yep.
which was Democrats were trafficking children in the basement of Comet Pizza in Washington, D.C.
Yep.
It's also supposedly where the famous Frazzle
Did
Drip
Didn't the guy go?
video was
Didn't the
filmed.
guy go there with a gun? Like,
Yes.
saying like, "Where's Pelosi?
Yeah,
Bring her out here!" Right?
Yep.
yeah. That guy
Amazing.
ran. Yeah, he ran up on Comet Pizza, like convinced this is true.
Convinced
And,
the kids were in the pizzeria, like in the basement.
Yeah. And no, this was like a serious thing. Obviously, this came from the Anthony Weiner laptop. The famous laptop where cops were throwing up after seeing some of the stuff and supposedly the suicides. Remember, Paul, all the suicides happening? NYPD cops?
Oh yeah.
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 People wanted to link that to that. I don't know if that's true. It could be a million different things with cops, you know. They're always doing corrupt shit. So, but everyone wanted to link it to that laptop and you know, Hillary Clinton and her aide, Huma Abedin, or Abedin, whatever her name is, ex-wife of Anthony Weiner. The big rumor is they have a snuff video called Frazzle Drip, and they kill a little girl. So, yeah, this is the stuff that's out there.
What? Wait a minute.
7mm in real life.
What's that?
The 7mm film or 8mm?
Yeah,
8mm.
yeah. But people swear that it's Hillary and this Huma Biden people. Now, it's pretty out there. You know, and this goes back to Wayfair, what you guys were talking about earlier, and that whole thing.
Yeah, Josh looked at me side-eyed the other night. I ordered a kitchen table, and it was $20,000.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called the Timothy.
Oh my God.
I thought you were serious for a minute.
Wait, so is it Steve? Are you aware of the you know about what Wayfair?
Oh yeah, if you order a cabinet, you got a foreign kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A human.
That was fucking wild though. That happened in like 2020, right?
Because I think it was in the middle of COVID or right before, right?
Yep.
And
middle of
all the prices were matched up like so weird. Yeah, that was wild when it went on. I was like, this is like
bizarre. And it went away, and that was it. So
I feel like it was one of those scenarios where a kid was just trying to escape a bad situation, and he got put in someone's order.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
But going back to Pizzagate real quick. So just recently, and Steve, you can Google this. The award-winning journalist that debunked Pizzagate, he wrote about it, was just caught with child porn and pled guilty.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, Google that.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's pretty nuts. As crazy as that conspiracy theory is, the fact that happened, I don't know. Steve, let me know when you got it up. And share the screen, too, if you find the article.
If I put a lamp on Wayfair and charged $10,000 for it, and I called it, like, the Jimmy, and somebody bought it thinking it was something else, right? Then they get their lamp, and then there's, like, this, you can't, like, return it, right? It's over, you know? It's like, oh, I didn't get my child.
You got your $10K for a lamp. Yeah, you made out good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you seeing
something to think about? I'm saying.
Might be onto something. See if we can get rich. Yeah.
Something to think
What
about.
about the other way? You just like really like the bureau, but then there's a small child on your doorstep.
Oh God. Wait, I didn't order this. Oh my God.
I don't know if this is him. They're saying the former journalist pleading to transportation and possession of child sexual abuse. Oh no, that's materials.
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
I would
think he was set up.
I would do Google journalist, Pizzagate, child porn. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he was framed because the people were pissed off that he, I don't know.
He pled guilty.
Oh, he pled guilty.
He didn't plead guilty, right?
Yeah. He pled guilty.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And back to Epstein and Ghislaine. Especially Ghislaine. She's the only person to go to jail for trafficking children to nobody. You ever
First of
find
all,
that
I'm
kind of
shocked
weird?
she hasn't talked. Like, how is she?
I don't know. I don't even know where she is. Where is she?
She lived in this privileged life, like traveling the world, and I thought she was gonna like just spill all the beans right away. But
right,
I don't know.
No,
what's going on?
Never happened. I thought for sure, but never happened. And yeah,
they're taking care of her somehow. Either I don't know, family, or I don't know.
But
why?
No one had any interest in who they were trafficking these children to. Like no one asked the question.
Are any of those like lists out there legit?
I don't think so. The flight logs.
Yeah,
I don't think so because
they're like there's random names on there.
It's a bit much. First off, there's too many names, and it's just like everyone famous, like literally everyone. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
some of them make some sense. It's like you're expecting the next one to see it's like Dante DiVincenzo. It's like really?
Yeah, like, no, there were some NBA players on one of the lists. Wasn't Rudy Gobert on there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what?
You know why? He's probably guilty. That guy.
Like,
Yeah,
Actually, he might
This
be
is
on
the
it.
guy I searched on my phone that it was the name of the journalist. It's him. He pled guilty already to having child abuse and porn on his like work computer.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So
wow.
you're breaking news about Pizzagate, and then you are like, well, this did
Debunking
pique
it.
my interest. Let's look into it a little more.
Debunked it. Unbelievable. And then this happens. So, yeah, it's and then this movie Sound of Freedom, which came out July 4th.
Did anyone watch that?
I haven't seen it. It would seem like a tough watch, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
but it blew out Indiana Jones and every other movie that weekend. It was the top grossing movie, I think, the weekend it came out. And
The only reason I don't get that is because I saw so many social like TikToks and reels of people saying, "Oh, they shut down the air conditioning, or they kicked us out, or they refunded our money, or gave us a credit for a different movie."
they never turned the lights off.
Right. Like there's so many people saying they weren't able to watch it.
Well, so Disney, I guess at first was supposed to put this movie out. They dropped it. It got picked up by some independent media company, whatever. And then when it's beating Disney's Indiana Jones, the theory is, oh, Disney made some calls into AMC. Hey, do this in the theaters that are playing this movie. It didn't matter. It still crushed Indiana Jones that weekend. And a lot of people saw it. And, of course, Rolling Stone and I think The Guardian and some other publications came out and called it QAnon material. And it's like, this is a real fucking thing. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Like, what are you talking about?
It's right up there with what they're trying to expose. So it makes sense to make that correlation.
And this is what I don't get about canceling people or, kicking them off Twitter or off social media because they're talking about the stuff that we're talking about. It's like, doesn't it make it more obvious that it's true if you're trying to shut it down? Like, if we're just kooks and talking nonsense, who cares? Who gives a shit?
Right. Flat Earth is the perfect example. No one tried to stop that. Everyone's just like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But when you talk about this stuff, like child trafficking or COVID, that whole thing, that was it.
That was Jim Caviezel in that movie, right?
Yeah, Jesus.
He was Jesus, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he is. He's a religious guy. Obviously.
Is
he? Yeah. Oh, yeah. QAnon. So QAnon is actually, it's very religious. It's mainly about stopping child trafficking, but like the people are very religious in that. And so that's, I think, why the movie was labeled like that, because Jim Caviezel's religious and it's about child trafficking. So that's why people wanted to label that. But yeah, it's bizarre. It's bizarre for sure. But yeah, I mean, moving on to obviously, COVID, which in my opinion was the dress rehearsal for climate change.
You think so?
What does that
Like
mean?
for the media to control kind of thing, or
For everyone to control. I think they tried something with COVID. They were testing something. They were trying to see how much power they can have over us. Can we lock them down? Can we make them take a vaccine? Can we make them wear masks? Can we do this? Can we do that? They tested out. Obviously, it didn't work. But now they're pushing the climate.
For a little bit, though, right?
It did. They got close. I mean, in certain places, like look at China. They get one case and they completely lock everything down in parts of China.
Yeah.
So they do this already. I just think America, we're too
I don't think
defiant,
I don't think anyone that was in a prime time of their life, anywhere from late teens to 30, 40 years old, will ever let the government control them again like that. If they see it coming,
Nope.
we're going to stay home. We're going to do this. All the things that they set in motion then, I hope people realize now, like, question more things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if it was a test to try to control people enough for what you're talking about with climate change and trying to change, like, unless like you're not going to be able to force us to do something. You can try to open our eyes and have all electric vehicles because you're saying gas is no good. Or
No gas stoves.
Routes and incentivize things like tax breaks for having electric vehicles versus gas.
Yeah.
You really have to steer it to letting you think you're helping as opposed to forcing it down our throat.
Right.
Right. Yep.
Right. Yeah, and I found out recently, you could probably even look this up, Steve. I don't know if you'll be able to find it, but more people die every year from the cold than from the heat.
Oh, cold from the. Oh, okay. Let me
Yeah, more people die from the cold from the heat. That was from my man Vivek Ramaswamy. He said
That's
that
surprising
recently
to me
on a podcast. Yeah, well, and do yourself a favor if you really want like the best argument about climate change and the agenda they're trying to push, and listen to go on YouTube and do Breaking Points with Vivek Ramaswamy, who's running for president, Republican candidate for president, and he has the best argument I've ever heard on it. And there's no denying that the planet is heating up or it's getting hotter. Like, I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that
they're using that to push a further agenda.
Exactly.
The stuff in Canada with the wildfires.
Yep.
It's been wildfires for forever. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, you have to stay in. I was like, what? Like, no, I'm good.
And
it just seemed like a little too much. Like the governor was tweeting all the time. I was like, all right.
It's kind of like with COVID, right? They call it a mass formation psychosis, meaning the cathedral or the matrix, all of corporate media in line with the politicians saying the same thing, the same script. You remember when all these celebrities and Democrats would get COVID? They'd have the same tweet, the same exact tweet.
Same statement.
Same statement.
Yeah.
When the vax came out, safe and effective. It's all the same shit. Now with climate, it's a climate emergency. The planet is heating up. It's just like, there's so much panic. Dude, it was a high of 75 today. Like, it's summer. Like, yes, July was really hot, but come on. I mean, this is normal shit.
My biggest argument for that, like, you want to say, all right, global warming. So the argument is the ice caps are melting, the water levels are going to rise, and all that stuff, right? That's the biggest threat.
Mm-hmm.
There's no denying that. Yeah.
But why are banks giving out 30-year mortgages still?
Exactly.
You think you're going to get a mortgage for beachfront property if anyone thinks that it's going to be underwater in 5 years? The bank's connected to the richest people in the entire world. They're not lending anybody money if they think those houses are going to be drowned in 5 years.
Well, the best is back to the Obamas when they're not having their chef drown in a pond on their estate. They live, this happened in Martha's Vineyard. They live right on the ocean. So these are people pushing this agenda, yet you live right on. You have oceanfront property. Like, what are you talking about? You're the biggest fucking hypocrite. John Kerry, Leonardo DiCaprio. You drive, you're riding.
DiCaprio with their yachts, private jets, weekly that they're taking all the time.
Yeah. So we could see right through you. Like, you're full of shit.
They want all of us to do it, but they're allowed to do whatever they want still.
Right.
That's like we have paper straws, but big billion-dollar companies are doing far worse damage to the ocean with plastic than all of our straws combined.
The masks.
Yeah, I'm big on the paper straw thing. I miss plastic straws.
Same.
Yeah.
I think
Same.
those back.
Yeah, paper
it's
sucks.
terrible.
They're in South Carolina if you ever want to go with me, Adam.
All right. Make straws great again.
The first thing, by the way, with the heat versus cold related deaths, for every death linked to heat, 9 are connected to the cold.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's shocking.
So
I didn't know that.
There you go. But yeah, it's a clear, it's all this, everything is money. I think COVID was, for the vaccine, a lot of money. Climate, they're just going to be, charging us more taxes for a tax for this, a tax for that. We can really go deep on this, but
look at us in New York, that app that they made us download.
Yeah.
The Excelsior.
Yeah.
App or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
They finally got rid of it, but they were saying, I think they were spending $500,000. It might have been more, like $2 million per month, and it was like defunct. like this is where their money goes. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
How much they just waste money for absolutely nothing.
That's where it goes because someone's getting paid that. It's not being put
Yep.
into making it useful or, relevant or efficient. Someone's taking a salary, and that's where that money's going. It's not actually used to like better something.
Right.
Right. And that's what they're saying in San Francisco, that these people, like, they kind of couldn't fix the city before it started to get like really out of control. But I think it was Tony, didn't you say that it was Rogan, right? He's like, the people that were put in place with these programs, they were getting paid.
Yeah.
So like they were like consultants almost. So they're like, why we're not going to completely fix it. We'll lose our jobs if it's all back to being a great city again. But now they let it like get out of control so much. There's no going back.
And there's so many industries like that, right? Where it's like it makes so much money now. It's like you can't just shut it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's like a whole nother thing.
I spoke to a guy who, when I was actually in Myrtle, he moved just 2 months ago from California. He said it's the highest rate of people moving out of any state in the country right now.
900 a week or something.
Which
he knew it by the month, 3,000 a month. So that's about 9. Yeah. Moving out. Makes sense.
New York too.
No, which state was it?
California.
Okay.
New York too. I think New York.
Yeah, New York, New Jersey's pretty high up there.
Yeah. Those are the states. People. There was a big movement, right? Big migration over COVID. I just can't believe COVID happened. I mean, now we know for a fact the NIH, which Fauci's the head of, funded the Wuhan lab. They were doing COVID or vaccine research there, whatever. It leaked out, and here we are. It just
it leaked out. It was supposed to be weaponized. Is that probably what they were doing?
Who the fuck knows?
And I feel like that's going to happen again. These countries are going to use this to do in the future.
Oh yeah, there's going to be more COVIDs, more or coronaviruses, whatever. I mean, the scary part is if they can do that, what else can they make, right? Like, can they make Ebola, airborne Ebola?
Oh, absolutely, they can do whatever they want. Probably
that I'm not going outside. That will be the absolute. Okay, I guess we're locked down. We're fucked. You know what I mean? Like that, you can't fuck with.
It's crazy. Yeah. Oppenheimer came out, and everyone thought like that was the world ender back then. I'm sure when it came out, but anything like not what's the word, like airborne viruses is far worse. You can't see it. You don't know when it's around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
chemical warfare. Yeah.
And interesting timing with HBO, The Last of Us, like that came out.
Yes.
Like, really quick right after, like COVID. Like,
that was very interesting. Now the New York Times is admitting, and you can look up the article. Steve, you want to look that up?
Yeah.
New York Times admits that COVID deaths were overcounted by 30%. That's crazy.
Oh.
That's the Cathedral. New York Times saying this. As left-leaning as it gets. Which, that's another funny thing, right? Like, the fact that Democrats, liberals, like, they used to be the ones for free speech and anti-censorship, and now they're the ones that are, like, pro-censorship. That's kind of funny how that turned out that way.
Flipped, yeah.
Yeah, it flipped. Yeah, they used to be anti-war, now they're pro-war. Now the Republicans are anti-war. It's weird how that flipped. But are you seeing it?
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the New York Times, so it actually brought me to the exact article, and I can't see it.
Oh, okay. But it basically says it, though. Yeah.
Yeah, death toll during pandemic far exceeds total reports. Nearly 15 million more people died during the first 2 years of pandemic than would have been expected. Oh, well, never mind. But it brought me to the article, and I can't read it.
All right, whatever. It's
quiet. Oh, here we go. From Fox News. New York Times quietly admitted this fact about COVID. Here we go. Discussed latest reports about potential origin of COVID, media narrative on virus. That doesn't sound like death toll higher than. Let's see. I'll read through it if you want to.
Yeah. So I mean, anyway, and Steve, I didn't send this to you, but I sent the video to you guys a few days ago. I didn't expect any of you guys to watch it, but it's with Jesse the Body Ventura. And
I looked at watch it a little bit. I didn't see it was like 5 minutes long, right?
Down in the Baja.
He's a character.
He's a character.
Is he still alive?
He's still alive. This was back in 2009. Our good buddy Alex Jones was on the video, looking thin, had some hair, and a lot of people were posting this on Twitter a few days ago. This video saying how back when this came out in 2009, which is 14 years ago now, I thought it was a little kooky. I thought it was a little out there. But when you watch the video, Jesse the Body meets at an airplane hangar, meets some like random woman at an airplane hangar. I forget where. And she basically explains what's going to happen. There's going to be a virus that's going to leak out of a lab in Wuhan, China, and there's going to be a pandemic.
She said Wuhan?
I don't know if she said
No
Wuhan.
way.
Sorry. That misquoted me.
Crazy she did.
I did not say Wuhan. I misspoke, but she basically like said the whole thing of like what's going to happen, 11 years from. Well, she didn't know the year or anything. But yeah. It's kind of crazy. And, I don't want to speculate. There are a lot of young people having issues lately. I'm not going to say it was the vacation, but it could also be COVID. COVID gives you myocarditis as well.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not quick to jump to and say it was the vacation, but yeah, a lot of fucked up shit, guys.
It says it was over-exaggerated by a third because they just chalked up. If you had COVID when you died, but if you died of a different reason.
Oh, you died with COVID.
You were still a COVID death.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that a little bit when it was in the prime of it. Like, perfect example. No one died of the flu like in 2020. No one.
Yeah, the numbers were 90% down. I'm like, oh, that's convenient. I mean,
right.
Bizarre. Very
But
bizarre.
I'm sure it went even further, and it was a stretch. Like, you probably got hit by a bus, and the guy had COVID, and it's like, died of COVID.
Yeah.
Not from getting run over by a bus.
Yeah. No, it's fucking wild. It really is. And we're kind of seeing the after effects of it a little bit. I still see people wearing masks here and there.
Oh, yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio, always.
Yeah, that was weird at the Laker game. Like he was like the only one.
Yeah,
that was different.
Yeah, I do see some people, but not as obviously.
I'll say one thing though, to go on the other side of that. Like, at least we're also past the point where if you see someone wearing a mask, you're also not going to see someone who's a blatant jerk about it, like, take it off.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
I don't give a shit. You can do whatever you want.
It's mostly.
But I remember where we went to, I think, Atlantic City right when they were like, you don't have to wear a whip mask anymore, and there were people, in the bars yelling at people who were wearing them. It's like, just let people do their thing. It doesn't matter. Like, you want to be over precautious, it's fine. That's your life.
Yeah, I don't care. The people I do still seeing wearing, see still wearing them, are either old people, which is fine.
Right.
They're more, stronger chance of susceptible, right? And like woke kids usually. Like I'll see some like woke kid like wearing it because it's like, I don't know, it was the thing then. But that's it. So it is what it is. There is an interesting one with so everyone, Damar Hamlin collapses on the field. People said he was cloned. He actually died on the field that day, and it's actually his clone now.
Yeah.
Same thing they are saying now with Jamie Foxx. And you want to hear something funny? There's a new movie out starring Jamie Foxx. What's it called, Steve?
On Netflix, right?
They cloned Tyrone.
Tyrone. Yes.
I tried to watch it. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Is it on Netflix now?
It's on Netflix.
I think it's like the number one movie. It's, on Netflix, yeah. Wow. I didn't piece that together because wasn't he was like disappeared, right, for a few months? Or,
yeah, he was gone.
And didn't know.
Yeah.
Medically.
Yeah.
They weren't saying like what the issue was.
Nope. Nope. And then he came out and he talked to the media, or I think he just did like a FaceTime, whatever. And he looked like fucked. Like he looked like very pale. But yeah.
I mean, people really don't think DeMar Hamlin was a clone, do they?
I don't believe it, but I will say there are millions of people who believe that.
Wow, Jamie Foxx does not look good. You're not kidding.
Yeah, right?
I gotta Google it.
Are you able to share that? Share that screen.
Yeah, I'm coming. I was trying to.
There's also a lot of people that believe that his cardiac issue stems from COVID. It's not just like it happened. And
I agree. No, that's juice. That's what I was just saying a few minutes ago. I do believe a lot of these young healthy people that are having blood clots and heart attacks, it could definitely be from COVID. 100%. Yeah. It gives you, I mean, I had COVID real bad. You know? I mean, I haven't felt any long COVID, knock on wood, effects of it, but I was fucked for like 4 or 5 days.
Oh, well, I don't even think, like, I don't know. I see some posts all the time. You know, when you just click on the comments?
Oh, yeah.
And I think
the needle.
They think it's just, they think it's the vaccine. It's not even that he had COVID. They think it's he took the vaccine. So
that's always the go-to.
That's always.
It's always the vaccine. Yeah. It's always to go to that. I mean, it is weird. You probably, Steve, you probably aren't able to look up those numbers, like the heart attack rate for an age demographic,
vaccine versus non. Yeah.
Or like, you know, from 2020 on, or I don't know. It seems like
I do remember like growing up, being a teenager, and like, you know, going to ESPN.com, and it said like, you know, 17-year-old kid in like Alabama dies during workout. Like it happened pretty, I wouldn't say routinely, but it was, you know, it happened.
Yeah. Like, who is it? John Stockton's kind of like, you know, he's kind of like a conspiracy guy. Didn't he come out and say like how many soccer players have like died recently?
He's out there, Stockton.
Yeah. He said something crazy, like a crazy number of soccer players have collapsed and died like within the last few years. Something crazy like that. Tori Kelly, I guess she's a singer. She had blood clots and a heart attack recently. She's young. Bieber had that thing with his face happen. I don't know. Things happen, man. I don't know. I don't want to go straight to and just assume it's that. You know what I mean? But a lot of people do. Yeah. But we looking at, Steve? Do you still have Jamie Foxx up?
I use the same window, but no. They have numbers for everything.
Oh, they do.
If you had COVID and your chances of heart problems after that, if you had COVID and the vaccine, and then your chances of your heart problems, like
increase your chances.
It's I didn't read all there's like tons of different percentages here.
Yeah.
And I'm not reading in full the.
Don't worry about it.
This thing has full like this thing has numbers on everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what article I pulled up.
Yeah.
But
was it like VAERS or something? That's that like vaccine injury report thing. Is that what you're looking at or no? That thing's like a mind fuck. Nah, don't worry about it.
Nah, just an article on like what you were talking about before. With the cardiovascular problems after the fact.
Yeah. But
no, Jamie Foxx looks ill. Like he looks pale and skinnier in any of these pictures.
Yeah, he was fucked up. I don't know what happened.
I had a stroke. It seems like he had a stroke.
Yeah, I think it was like stroke related.
That just popped up actually on Google. Yeah, did he have a stroke?
Yeah. Which is crazy.
I guess he didn't want to tell everybody what's going on, maybe. So that's why there's always questions as to what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always assume that just because you're a public figure, we deserve to know every.
They don't have to. Yeah, they really. I mean, at the end of the day, they are humans. It's private.
Yeah.
Like, why they don't owe anyone anything. And they're not gonna. They're not, like, you think they're just gonna like expose that, you know. It was the jab. Like fucking like Big Pharma would have that person. Like, we would never see Jamie Foxx again. Like, he would never be in any movies, any shows. They would just have him like exiled. So not gonna happen. So yeah, people are trying. What else? I mean, there's so much to get to. We can always do it on another episode, but want to talk about that motherfucker is not real girl. Is she gone? We ever gonna
I've looked her up like a week later to see like if that plane like landed, if where she is. There's like no info after the fact.
I think she wants nothing to do with any of it. Yeah.
But how you don't see any interviews like friends that she has? Like, oh, I know her. I went to high school with her. Like,
Nothing.
She lives here. There's nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Maybe Men in Black showed up at her door. And
you know what's crazy about that? Like she didn't try to convince anybody that this. Like she's like, hey, it wasn't her trying to convince everybody. It was more of her just like, hey, I don't care who believes me.
Yeah.
Get me off the plane.
I'm
that's
telling
true.
you,
She just wanted off.
I'm telling you right now, that motherfucker is not real.
That's literally,
like,
I'm telling you, it's in quotes. I'm telling you now, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off. Everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it.
Yeah, you know what? I believe her.
I believe her.
She saw something. I don't know what she was on, but
Either
she saw something.
a reptile,
That's what I'm thinking.
reptilian.
Like, she took like an Ambien or something to sleep on
That's
a
what I
flight,
think. Yeah.
and she was either drinking or sometimes those are just the side effects. You like fight it, you stay awake, and all of a sudden there's like
You're hallucinating. Yeah.
hallucinating. What's the role models joke? That you take Ambien, you try to stay awake, and it's
Yeah.
the best sex you ever had.
Yeah. Or Bridesmaids. It's like that scene in Bridesmaids. That's kind of what happened with her. But yeah, there's been fake videos that have come out of people like, I was on the flight and this is what happened and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. I saw one of those, and then at the end he gives a little disclaimer. He's like, read the name of his video. He's like, I wasn't really there.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, just covering your ass now. 'Cause you made up some ridiculous.
One guy was trying to say he's a Freemason.
Of course.
Which, Freemasons, there's some conspiracy behind those people. I don't really know too much about the Freemason thing, but I do know they like Satan.
That's a fraternity of men who rule the world for like hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's like the Rothschilds and the Bilderbergs, and
It's.
I think I drove by a building that said Freemason. Maybe in like. I think
Well, Freemasons
like
are actually a very public, like, I don't know if fraternity is actually the right word, but like skill set.
Is it like an Elks Club kind of deal?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You ever see the movie Skulls? It's Skulls.
Yes.
I knew Adam saw it.
Illuminati!
Great movie. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, the Illuminati. I mean, so, World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, you know what I'm talking about, Steve, right? Do you guys know who Klaus Schwab is?
Oh, no.
Is this the guy? He's got the glasses and like the slick back hair?
Not slick back hair. He's got glasses. He's bald. He's German. He's the head of the World Economic Forum. He's essentially like a Bond villain. But he's kind of the guy who like runs the world. It's him, George Soros, Bill Gates, Fauci.
Like, not money, not like Rothstein, like not like money.
No, he's nothing to do with them. But like,
oh, okay.
World Economic Forum, BlackRock. BlackRock owns everything. They're the largest asset manager in the world.
What's his name?
Klaus Schwab.
I don't even know.
Klaus.
He had the speech, "You will own nothing and you will be happy," or something like that. Or you will like it.
This guy?
Oh, okay.
Share the screen.
I see.
It hasn't been being shared this whole time?
No.
Oh, I have no idea what I did. Okay.
I'm looking at it now.
You guys can't see what I'm looking at anymore?
Yeah, I see it. I see him.
Oh, I can't see it now. Oh wait, now I can. Okay. Oh, I was on the wrong.
Okay.
I was on the
Looks
wrong
like
check. Yeah, this guy.
Typical
Oh, okay.
old white man with just infinite money and
Yeah, but yeah, this guy.
European Man Reform. Yeah.
And then his daughter recently came out and said something about climate change, and basically, here, Google Klaus Schwab daughter. She just had like some comments recently. She basically looks like him, but like a female, like a younger female. Yeah, there she is.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Klaus Schwab say permanent climate control lockdowns are coming.
Boom.
Oh, great.
There it is.
So that goes right back to what you were saying before.
Full circle, baby.
Oh man. Let's see.
So this is the daughter of like the guy who like pretty much runs the world.
First sentence: conspiracy-minded social media accounts rehash claim about the World Economic Forum that Nicole Schwab organized, founder and chairman. The group would be mandating climate lockdowns in the near future.
The Matrix.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean,
That
clearly
happens.
this is all a simulation anyway. So
Yeah.
duh.
But yeah, don't fall for it, guys.
Do you think that Norton antivirus are the ones making the virus?
Oh, Juice, I'm glad you brought that up. So not Norton antivirus. Who's the other guy that came out? McAfee. Yeah. He's like, I'm not suicidal. You know, he like,
Yeah, this way if he disappears, it's like
yeah,
suspicious.
yeah. He came out and said that, and then like he did, you know, he died mysteriously. But supposedly he had information on the Clintons or some bullshit like that. That they tried to say that about Bourdain too. There's like a fake tweet out there. I have information on Hillary Clinton that will put her in jail.
That Bourdain was killed, yeah.
And then yeah, that's what they like to say. He was involved with like Harvey Weinstein and like that. Remember he was like going after him.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, his wife, Bourdain's wife, right? She said she was raped by Harvey Weinstein. So then Bourdain was going after him, and I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know.
Bourdain also fought depression and heroin.
Yeah,
addiction.
he was super fast.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy around that. Obviously,
The Italian
the Italian chick.
I think,
Yeah.
right? Asia.
Bro, she on stage at some award show, she like went off. She's like, "You all support him and blah blah blah. He raped me," and it was wild, like craziest thing I've ever seen.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that because like I saw a video, I think whatever, a couple days ago, and it was Courtney Love from like 2005, right? And she was on the red carpet, and they asked her like, you know, what's one thing you would tell an actress just getting started or whatever? She's like, don't go to Harvey Weinstein's suite at the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
And like, that was it.
Yeah.
And I was like, so all these people knew for that long. And
oh, it's hard. I know.
like,
Oh, it's
nothing
crazy.
was
Some
done.
of the things that they'll find now that you're like, oh, I didn't read it that way 10 years ago or whatever. And it's like creepy
you
now,
hear-
obviously. Yep.
Everyone knew. Come on, this guy was jerking off into plants in his office and shit. Guy was a sick fuck. I don't know how he's still alive, still trucking, right? He's in Attica or something.
Who's that?
I mean, he may as well be
Weinstein,
He's,
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh.
he's in rough shape right now.
He's in some New York State prison, I think. But yeah, he can rot in hell.
I think his like he, yeah. He's just
Wasn't
bouncing
everybody
around
expecting
from, like,
the Epstein treatment with Weinstein?
Right, and they were obviously friends, right? You know, that's another conspiracy. You know, Epstein's still alive. That whole thing.
You think he's still alive?
I do.
I do. There was
that one. I don't think so. I think he's dead, but they murdered him. So
yeah, I guess you're right, Paul. Gun to my head, I think he was whacked. 0 chance suicide. Slight chance still alive, but you know that's
Definitely not suicide. Definitely not.
Definitely not.
I lean toward he's alive
shot.
because it's like you think a guy who has all that dirt on these high up people doesn't have a contingency plan, like
Oh, I
for
know.
whenever he dies. It's
Dude.
like you got to keep this fucking guy alive, no matter what.
This guy is the biggest mystery man of them all. I mean, he became a teacher at Bard, which is like a elite high school, right, in Manhattan, I think. And
That they touched that on that documentary on Netflix. Yeah, I'm like, wait, this guy wasn't always just in finance and rich.
No.
It's like, yep.
and the one that brought him in
It
at
seemed like
Bard.
he was like
Go ahead.
no, like his financial stuff. I guess got him in the door, right, with these rich people. It seemed like he was like almost like a Madoff for shady money.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He
That's
was,
what it seemed like. He first got his like name known, and then he kind of parlayed that into more other,
Well, I think well he got his start from Bill Barr, who was Trump's attorney general, that Bill Barr. His father was like the dean of Bard or something like that, and is the one that got Epstein into Bard as a teacher, as like a math teacher. Like, it's the most shady random thing. I think that Epstein was either Mossad or CIA or something. And that's how he just had all these ins and outs, and you know what I mean? Ghislaine's father was definitely Mossad, and he was whacked. He was like thrown off a boat or something.
What is that? That's the Israeli?
That's the Israeli one, yeah. So, I don't know. Who knows? But Epstein, I mean, obviously he knew a lot of people. I mean, we know for a fact Bill Clinton, never seen him really with Hillary. Plenty of pictures with Trump. Who else? Prince Andrew. But yeah, obviously. Oh, Elon. See, Elon, I don't know. Do you guys trust Elon?
Hell no.
I think he's a genius. I think he's one of those geniuses that's like not a normal person. Like if you were in a room with him hanging out talking, it's like, oh, there's something wrong with this guy.
I can't tell if he's like, oh, God.
Too smart for his own good. Like he's gonna do something like just a little wacky because he's so smart. He's thinking of things like to do that are just out of this world. It's gonna like fuck around with things. What's he gonna do with? I know it's just Twitter, but like he says he wants to turn it into something way more, like a one-stop shop for everything, like payments and this, blah blah blah. So I don't know. He's always up to something. I
just don't know. Like obviously. I can't tell if he's just like a disruptor, a troll, you know, he's really like fighting for like, you know, the regular man, or if he's just one of these World Economic Forum types, friends with Klaus Schwab and Soros and, you know, Bill Gates and whatnot. Like, I can't tell like what he is yet, but, you know.
I don't think he knows I think he wants to make the world better and like healthier, but I think he's literally like probably undiagnosed like ADHD because he's all over the place. Even the interview that he did about that Tesla manufacturing facility that he has, he kept just watching his watch like, all right, I got other things to do, and he would like half answer questions, and he was just like all over the place. Like he's supposed to fix like the LA like traffic problem with those tunnels. That was like 8 years ago, I feel like at this point.
Yeah.
He's wants to go to space. He's got electric cars all over the place. Like he's doing a lot of good. He just can't focus on one project. It seems like
he's got Asperger's. That's for sure.
100%.
Yeah. I think he's like one of these guys like the Oppenheimer movie just came out, right? Oppenheimer. There is a scene, and I'm not gonna. Well, it is a little bit of a spoiler, but I guess like him and his wife have a child. And
wait, don't tell me who wins the war. I didn't see it.
All right. And he has a child, but he can't like care for it, can't take care of it. So he tries to give it away to his friend, and his friend's response was kind of like, "Yeah, man, like we all live in this world, but you see much more beyond it. So we understand like this is not something that you can think to take care of because your mind is just so far advanced and you're thinking of other things." That's probably where Elon is at, but I think where he fails is like people just don't trust him. You're not going to trust a guy like that.
Yeah.
Like the things that he says and how he does certain things, no one's really gonna like. Twitter's dead, right? He's changing it to X, and then soon it's not going to be like a town hall where we all just say, you know, how we're feeling or opinions or whatever we think. He's trying to make it into a payment system, a gaming system.
He wants it all in one, like everything.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, I don't think he will succeed because people will probably follow someone like Zuckerberg or someone else, or Bill Gates if it's Microsoft, or Bezos if it's Amazon, before they follow Elon. Just because Elon just says crazy things and he does crazy stuff, and I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, all these billionaires, they all got something behind them. But the
problem, but one of the things that makes people worried, right, is okay, say Elon Musk is creating X, and X has this one super app that has everything: your payment, you need Ubers, you need food delivery, your healthcare, everything is on the super app. So let's just say, you just have one platform that has so much data and tracking and all this stuff. It just basically owns everyone's life, and we spend so much time in it and on it and using it.
Yeah.
It's not really good, right?
Right. And he's got an obsession with X, you know, just named Twitter X, Space X. He's got a son named X. Something in fucking X.
I thought Aaron Rodgers, and I'm reading about all his stuff. He's on TV a lot. I've got so much more respect for him just for how he handles things and how he's speaking. But one of the things I thought was really profound was something so simple he just said was, everyone just needs to put down their phones for a while and go just spend time with each other and talk to each other and try to, instead of judging people, like, ask them questions and be curious and get to know them a little bit.
No, he's great.
Right? Yeah, I think all this social media and all that stuff, it really is poisoning everybody.
Yeah, that's for sure.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a good segue, Juice. I wanted to talk about a social media platform that I actually have never downloaded, and that's TikTok. Do you guys have TikTok?
TikTok, right?
Oh,
I do
Cash
not.
was a big guy.
You're a TikTok guy, Steve? Oh, Steve left. Where'd he go?
Oh, yeah. He's there, right?
No, I think he
He's there.
he probably
Hello?
went to take a piss or something. He didn't announce himself. He probably didn't want to interrupt you, Juice.
Yeah, the government.
He's a big TikTok
Oh,
guy.
here he is.
Sorry.
Steve! You had to pee?
I
Got
jump on the
kidnapped.
phone for a second.
So
I miss.
Juice was talking about, we were still talking about Elon and talking about Aaron Rodgers saying, put down your phone, social media is bad for you, have a conversation like a normal person, yada, yada. And it was a good segue for me because I wanted to talk about TikTok.
Okay.
Are you the only one that's on TikTok out of all of us?
I have TikTok.
Okay.
Keeps me entertained. It's like the Instagram Reels, but a little more, I don't know. There's a lot of, like, my algorithm's already my stuff. But when
Yeah.
I first got it, it used to be like a kiddie thing, like all kids dancing and lip syncing, and
Yeah.
now it's everything and anything. Like, my algorithm is literally like golf, cars, girls, finance, and the gym.
Yeah.
So, like, mine is like, it's essentially like Instagram Reels once it learns what you
YouTube too. Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, YouTube does that too. And I I hate YouTube because they censor a lot of things, but like they'll kick people off. I hate that shit, but I love the algorithm. Like they know exactly like what I want to watch. It's great.
That's why I like
Yeah.
it. Yeah, because it's all the stuff that I'm interested in, and then all of a sudden though you talk about one thing and it picks up on it, and your phone's always listening. Like
that's
crazy.
that's the part that worries. I wanted to talk a little bit about this whole like trans and woke movement, and I think TikTok just took that to a whole nother level, like the next level. And I think it's just been really divisive, especially for young kids. I'm terrified of my daughter to get, a phone one day and go on these apps. The suicide rates are up. The mental illness is up, and it's only getting worse. And I think TikTok has a lot to do with it. I think social media in general, but TikTok
social
especially.
media in general.
Yeah. Like, it's elevated the last few years. I think COVID and TikTok together just made this whole thing, the woke stuff, the trans, it just made it so much worse. Do you think trans people want this shit thrown in our faces all the time? They're not. They just want to be left alone. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I would imagine they don't want there's going to be people out there who want every part of their life documented, but I would imagine the majority don't need every single thing like shown about them. It's like, oh, here's pictures of you when you were a dude and now you're a girl, and it's all documented, or
Yeah.
I don't know, or just everyone asking questions about everything. It's like, let me do this in peace. That's kind of a major life change, kind of.
Yeah.
If that's what you're doing.
No, of course. But, obviously there's a dark side of it, the, mutilation of children, that sort of thing, which, is, I'd say about 99.999% of parents are not doing this. CNN had a video recently of some family in Florida saying, we're leaving Florida. They wouldn't let us transition our kid. And it's just like
Never transition to kid. That's the most ridiculous thing I think that's ever come out of this.
I know. And that's like kind of like something that's being pushed, and I don't get it. But Bill Maher, he I have a love-hate relationship with Bill Maher. What's that?
He still has a show, right?
Yeah. He actually has a cool show now on YouTube where he interviews people. It's basically like a podcast, and he'll have people on, and they're like sitting in like his basement, like smoking cigars and weed and drinking whiskey and just bullshitting. It's pretty cool. I forget the name of it.
No, nice.
But he has that, and I think he still has a show on HBO. But he had a segment, I think it was earlier this year, talking about, I guess, just like the woke movement and the Cultural Revolution in China. Are you guys familiar with that at all? When Mao ruled China?
No.
No.
So everyone talks about Hitler. Everyone talks about Stalin. No one talks about Mao in China, who he ruled China, I think, from the 40s through the 60s. And supposedly during that time killed like 20 million people, like way more people than the Holocaust. And
really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Steve, can you?
Oh yeah.
Cultural Revolution in China.
How do you spell it? M-A-U? Mao?
M-A-O. Yeah, Mao. He's right there with like.
Well, I think the problem with looking up Mao is every dynasty is like I read.
Yeah.
The Art of War. It's literally like part of that is you don't know which tactics from which generation because they keep the names the same. But in the what was the time frame, like the 40s to the 60s?
I would just do Mao, Cultural Revolution, China, and it probably should talk about it. But while you're looking that up, the video that Bill Maher, the segment he talked about was just how similar this woke trans movement is to the Cultural Revolution in China. And I think the agenda for that revolution was to destroy the family. The what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with an N. Is that it, Steve?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was from 1966 to 76. Socio-political movement in the People's Republic of China, launched by Mao Zedong. I'm trying to see purpose, I guess, like what political or just.
Yeah. Okay, wait, I've heard Zedong. that sounds familiar.
Zedong. Preserve Chinese communism by purging remnants of. Okay, this makes sense for China.
Yeah,
the stated goal was to preserve Chinese communism by purging any remnants of capitalism and traditional elements from Chinese society.
Yep.
So I guess it's literally removing any new ideas, people probably who had, a different thought process, like trying to change the country in whatever way that he didn't see fit.
Yeah. So, I mean, essentially what they were trying to do was destroy the traditional family. And I guess at this time, like a lot of like people, like kids in China were like revolting against, against their rebelling against their parents. And Mao was pushing this, and it was a push to have these children, the government will be your parents, we'll be your family, reject your parents and their values. We're gonna own you, and you're seeing that a lot in like the woke movement, right? Like politicians kind of like pushing these things, like, trying to, reject your family and come be with us. But I don't know. It's an interesting video if you ever want to watch it. It's Bill Maher. It's a segment. He kind of talks about the similarities between that movement and this movement.
I think it said that his pod was called Club Random. Does that sound
Club
right?
Random? Yeah. That's the podcast. He doesn't talk about this specific topic on that show. I mean, he does, but like this segment I'm talking about is on his HBO show.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, but I'm seeing a lot of the woke stuff start to get, it's starting to go down a little bit. I think people have like, kind of like they're like, we're not falling for this. As Trump once said, go woke, go
probably
broke.
Will die down even more.
Yeah, you saw what happened
after the election.
Yeah, like you saw what happened with Bud Light and Target and all these companies trying to go woke and people just rejecting it. But
I can't believe that every company was trying to go woke and Bud Light is not going to survive.
Yeah.
Like Bud Light has been around forever and they're not going to make it.
And it wasn't even like that big of a deal. It was like one can.
I didn't think it was the craziest thing at all.
I know. It was
it's
like
pretty much what every company does during Pride Month.
Yeah,
They
it was
just did
one.
it early.
It was one. Yeah, it was one can. It wasn't even like on shelves or anything. I don't think. And people lost their fucking minds. But yeah. Point is, like, people aren't like ready for a lot of this stuff. You know, the stuff they're teaching in schools. You know, grooming kids and stuff. Like, I talk to parents. It's really happening. You know, they're talking about inappropriate shit. We didn't talk about sex in elementary school.
No.
Or genders.
Elementary school? No, we dissected frogs. That was
like health class in middle school.
Yeah, genders and sex and stuff. Like, this is stuff they're talking about in like classrooms now. It's like, it's weird. So there's something out there. There's some sort of agenda. And like going back to like BlackRock and the, you know, World Economic Forum, you know, they implemented this ESG into a lot of like companies now. So look up ESG, Steve. I think it's like something sustainability and governance.
ESG?
Yeah. BlackRock, they implemented that. Yeah. What was that? BlackRock thing says he stopped using weaponized term ESG. Basically, in the most layman terms, it's like a woke score. Basically, each company gets rated on how, you know, diverse they are. I think it's, you know, there's also diversity, equity, inclusion. These are like things that are like in a lot of companies. You basically get like rated on it. And like BlackRock will like judge you, like they'll fund you if you have a good like ESG score. And if you don't, like they won't. Like something like that. Vivek, going back to Vivek Ramaswamy, he has a book called Woke Inc. and he talks a lot about this. He's really informed on it.
Who's that? The young guy who's running?
Yeah. He's awesome. He's great. So, but yeah, fun stuff, guys.
Yeah, ESG, a catch-all term that encompasses a range of ethical, responsible business practices, curbing carbon emissions to cracking down on discrimination in the workplace, becoming politically polarizing in parts of the Western world, especially in the United States. He's not going by that anymore. Is that what the?
I don't know. What's the date on that article?
It is mid-June, June 26th.
Says he stopped using it. Okay. Well, they stopped using the term, so they just changed the term, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're starting to back off a little bit. Again, I think the woke stuff's starting to go away a little bit. So I don't know. Whatever.
Well, what is it? Hard times create strong people. Strong people create good times. Good times create soft people. Soft people create hard times. What are we making a change out of this? All these soft people made it too hard now. We got to realize, like, gotta get back to working hard and making times good again. Not being so upset about every little thing, turning mountains out of molehills.
Yes, you said it.
Focus on real problems.
Is that a poem?
Not to diminish anybody, but focus on real problems.
Is that a poem? Yeah. I think a lot of the woke stuff is definitely like a distraction from like real shit, like war in Ukraine and child trafficking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But guys, this was a lot of fun. I think we should make this a recurring thing. It doesn't have to be every month, but you know, Steve, it was great having you on. I definitely want to do this again and have you on.
Happy to do it.
Yeah, you can be
Sure.
our guy for this.
I like it. It's fun.
Yeah, we didn't even touch a lot of things.
Yeah.
9/11.
Sports. We do any sports ones?
Next time we should do a sports one.
Yeah, we
Patrick Ewing.
gotta do sports.
We almost talked about DeMar Hamlin, and then it got sidetracked. I feel like.
No, we got a little bit into that, into the vacation.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
I mean, that could have like rolled. Yeah. But like, I mean,
Big
like that
sports
could have
one.
been.
Oh, sports. Yeah. No, we'll do
Yeah.
a sports one. 9/11.
Tim Donaghy.
We didn't even touch 9/11. I think that needs its own pod.
I would have had a view once upon a time, but you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We didn't touch the frogs being gay, which actually became true. Alex Jones said that. Oh, the frogs are
I'll
gay.
do some research on that. I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah. No, there was. Yeah, he said the frogs are turning gay, but that's like technically true. Look that up, Steve. Right before we go.
Literally?
Let's end
Gay
with the frogs are
frogs?
gay. Yeah. Just put Alex Jones frogs gay. I don't know.
Alex Jones is literally the second video that comes up. Yeah.
But supposedly it's true now.
I gotta look that up later.
Chemical is water that turns friggin'.
What did he say the chemical was?
There's a chemical in water that turned frogs gay, according to Alex Jones. Oh my god. He says some wild stuff. You could do a whole pod about just him.
We can. We could definitely do one on him. To be honest, a lot of stuff he says came true. Obviously, he was on that COVID video from 2009 with Jesse the Body. Epstein, he was way ahead of the time on that. Talking about, he was at Bohemian, he snuck into Bohemian Grove, Alex Jones.
I didn't know that one.
Bohemian Grove was, where Bush and Clinton and a lot of elites used to go to, in the middle of the woods in Northern California. There's actually video of it, too.
Of him,
that Alex Jones took, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. He's like in the bushes. You don't really see anything, but people dress up and all types of shit. Yeah, we didn't get into the Clinton body count. We could definitely talk about that.
I mean, if you want your podcast shut down and canceled,
that's the goal. That's the goal.
And one or two of us disappearing.
This was long overdue. That's the goal.
Strange terms.
You might join the list then.
I consider I consider that a success if we got somehow banned. I don't think enough people are listening for that to happen, but if it does, that means we were a success, guys.
You did something right, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh my god.
All right. Anything else, guys, before we bounce?
When's the next one?
I say we should try and do this every 2 months.
Cool. I'm down.
Sure.
So maybe we try October.
Do we allow Pine back on the NFL podcast? That's the real question.
I don't know.
I'm looking forward to his extreme takes. We went over some when I was in Myrtle.
Does he have a new team?
He likes to think that you guys had just as many bad calls, but only his are getting blown out of proportion.
Okay.
I probably did. In all honesty.
He's not wrong. I had the
no,
Broncos in the Super Bowl.
He's not wrong. The Colts one is just the best, though.
I don't know. That Broncos Super Bowl was pretty far off, too.
Yeah, I think mine's worse, honestly.
I was with you, though, Paul. I drafted Russell Wilson and Cortland Sutton for fantasy, so...
Yeah, we got freaking smoke. I feel like a lot of people thought Denver would be good, right? So we just...
Yeah, how could you not?
I mean...
Yeah, Colts. Yeah, when Panay said Colts, it came out of nowhere. He was very convincing on it, right?
And I think he gave him a pretty high win count.
Yeah, 12-4, right? Did he say 12-4?
Something big.
Pretty sure 12 wins.
Well, or it would have been 13-4, I guess, right? Or 12-5.
Oh, yeah, that would have been 13. If he only chalked them up to 4 losses, 13-4.
Yeah.
I think we went over our predictions, like all of us, and added them up. I think he had the best overall. He was the closest one.
Yeah, but no one's gonna remember that. We're just gonna remember for picking Colts.
Exactly. 33-0.
Yeah. Cool. Did you watch Quarterback?
Yeah, I just watched that episode too. I'm like, how did that happen? I watched that game too, like live.
Yep.
Insane.
That was.
I think back. Does anyone know what it was on FanDuel when it was 33-0?
Yes, I do, because I put a $50 bet in after it changed from, I think 50 won me like $400, but at one point it was like 50 should have won you like $2,000.
I know. I think about that. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a reason. I forget why I put it in, because I had the Colts money line for something. I forget all the, you know me, I have a million bets in every NFL year. But I was like, if I hedge my bet, all I do is win a little less if the Colts still win. And if the Colts somehow lose, it's not like I made out by the Colts losing. It was incredible.
Yeah,
that was wild.
that was crazy. Yeah, but
The Jets play Thursday. How about that? 2 days.
oh fuck,
Wow, you guys are excited about the Jets, huh?
Oh yeah,
super pumped.
it's our year, Steve, it's our year.
This is it.
I can't wait for everyone in New York to hate Rodgers as much as I do.
Oh god.
Sorry.
Hey, he turned Juice. Juice hated him. He turned him. So you're next.
No. Jordan Rodgers over Aaron Rodgers any day.
Wow.
Yeah, does he still not talk to his family at all? Is he just
I don't think he talks to his family.
Which is odd. He seems like a very spiritual person at this point, right? Like, I'd hope that he has a good relationship with them now, but who knows?
You would think, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean, his brother Jordan's a little, money, fame hungry,
Yeah, he rolled that bachelorette season into reality TV, into college host, into you're not wrong.
Yeah, he is still with what JoJo, I think her name was.
JoJo.
They are still together.
I watched their house flipping show. It wasn't house flipping. They renovated Airbnb for people who had extra space or something. It was
something like that.
If you like HGTV stuff, that was a good one.
I watched an episode
America's
of it.
Couple.
Which one?
No, I said America's Couple.
America's Couple, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, I don't know. But all right, guys. This was fun. We're going to do it again. Yeah. This is going to be a recurring series.
Whenever there's a lull,
the God Files.
Yeah.
The God Files. I mean, there's always something going on. It's the Matrix.
That is true.
It's the Matrix.
Yeah.
So, all right. Take
Signing
care.
off.
Take care.
Jay.
Comb your hair.
Yeah.
Peace.
You're welcome. You're welcome.